Okay, so this is going to be a functional flow. We have a broom handle situation. Mine I have completely disconnected because it actually broke. And then I realized I can use it down here. But if you have a regular broom or a mop, hopefully one side either you can take off, or if you can't, that's fine. You'll just hold it with the broom side up out of your way, or I think you can just figure it out. I guess another thing that would be cool, one of those things you attach to a roller to be able to extend and roll paint onto your walls, that would work too. Okay, so we are going to start with this nearby. We're not going to use it just yet. I have a chair behind me. My chair has no back. It's fine if yours does. That's just the one I have down here, so I'm going to use that. Also, I have all of my winter clothes that need to get folded and put away, so just ignore those. Okay, let's get started. We're going to come over to the chair and stand. I'll put my thing away there. And we're going to do just some stretches first. Standing, facing the seat of your chair. If at any time you feel like angle-wise, it would be just a better angle for you to hold on to the back of the chair, then you can do that. I'm going to just face the seat of the chair and get a stretch that's a little bit more deep. I'm putting my hands right to the seat of the chair. Please be careful if you have a folding chair. And I think that there's two positions that feel nice. One of them is when you wrap your fingertips around the side, and the other one is just flat hands. And we're going to start first with our feet underneath our hips and our hands underneath our shoulders. So right away, mobility-wise, this could be kind of intense for you. If your legs are tight, you're going to have to bend your knees. If your wrists are a little bit sore, you might need to back off a little bit. So you'll do that right now, and that's totally fine. We're going to start as close as we can to hands over shoulders and hips over feet. And we're going to pedal the legs first, bending one leg as you straighten the opposite one. And then switch and keep going one leg at a time. Take your time if you want to, or maybe you want to move a little bit faster through this, but also the pelvis is moving along the way. So when I bend one knee, the pelvis on that side kind of dips down a little bit, and then the other side as well. One at a time. Great to notice if one side feels different from the other. Yeah, you could easily do this with your hands on the tall part of the back of the chair, if that just feels better to you today. That's totally fine. Let's take some deep breaths here. I do notice, like, our whole family had COVID a week and a half ago, last week, who knows, time is so weird. I feel so much better, but I still have like a little congestion that I don't really notice unless I pay attention to it. I noticed it a little bit today, but it's really minimal, so that's so good. So I'm just going to keep pedaling the legs one more each way, and then I'm going to come back and make both legs as long as I can, and then I'm going to step back a whole bunch and also widen my feet. So my feet are wider than my hips. Now, as you can see, my hands are way out in front, and I'm going to let my head come down, probably hanging a little bit lower than the shoulders and the back. And then here again, small, bend one knee as you keep the opposite leg straight, and then switch to the other side. So this for me feels like a much deeper set of feelings. And now a stretch in the shoulders and in the back. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff today that is going to help with mobility and work through the thoracic spine. So this is going to be your first little stretch in that area and in the legs. I'm just still sort of pedaling the legs back and forth. I'm going to do one more each way. Deep breaths are encouraged. Come back to the center here. Soften your knees if you need to. Relax your head And then lift your head, gently push down with your hands and look forward. Notice what your spine does when you do this. When we lower back down, maybe the spine rounds a little bit, perhaps head is hanging down. When you lift your head, push your arms down, maybe the spine gets a little longer or maybe even arches a little bit. Let's do 2 more here. Breathe. And 1 more. And then we're going to come back to the center, and I'm going to kind of heel, toe, and then just kind of make my way back towards the chair, easing out of that stretch a little bit. Come back to this original position, hands under shoulders, feet under hips. Soften your knees a little if you need to. And actually, you know what? Bring your feet a little bit wider than your hips, Move your right hand towards the center of the chair, and then bring your left elbow up towards the ceiling, and we'll switch. Left hand down, right elbow up. So just to talk about how this feels for me, since I have some like chronic tightness in through my low back, I feel this stretch through my middle spine, but for me, I'm feeling a little bit of discomfort through the low back, but that's just because it's really tight, which kind of indicates to me that this is a good stretch for me. It's not acute. It is like oh gosh, I could use a little mobility down there. So I think this is good. It's always good to reassess along the way. If you want a more deep stretch, you can bring the straight arm up. This is a really deep twist. And we'll just do 1 more each way, however you want, straight arm or bent. Softening the knees helps, perhaps. And then we'll come back to the center. And now I'm going to bring the feet together, and we're going to soften the knees, and we'll come up to stand slowly. Head is the last thing up. And come all the way up to stand, okay? So now I'm going to turn around, and I'm going to sit on the edge of my chair. I'm probably going to end up changing how I'm looking at you guys. I think this side angle maybe is a nice place to start. We're going to sit up as tall as we can here, okay? Shift how you are on your chair, just depending on how easy it is for you to sit up straight. Coming towards the edge makes it easier for me. If going all the way back makes it easier for you, just to elongate, then you can try that, okay? So we're gonna bring our hands to our sides. And actually, I'm just gonna keep my chair like this for a minute and face you. Hands to the sides. Sides of the hands right to the sides of the ribs, fingertips towards the belly button. Let's just do a quick shoulder check-in here. Let's inhale and bring the shoulders up. And then exhale and bring them down. Sit a little bit taller. Sort of intentionally push down through your feet. Let's do a breath like that 1 more time. Shoulders up. And then shoulders down. Now we're going to pay attention to the hands. Breathe into your hands and breathe into your back. And exhale. I'm going to move my hands a little wider here. I really want to feel my ribs expand. It's really hard to switch that breath from the shoulders to the waist, isn't it? Let's try 2 more here. That one was the best one for me. Exhale. 1 more time, almost like an accordion. Inhale, expand. And exhale. Okay, sitting up nice and tall. Now we're going to bring the fingertips towards these hip bones, and we're going to let these hip bones move a little bit, and you can just breathe however you want. Before we move, I'm going to ask you to push down through the feet and lift your spine as much as you can. Turn your attention for a minute, maybe even close your eyes, towards your abdominal connection in your waist. In Pilates, we often say in and up. It feels like you're contracting through your abdominals and then lifting. And I'd love for you to take that in and up feeling as we do the next little movement here. Hands to hip bones. Move your pelvis a little bit so you're leaning back. It's a slight tuck of the pelvis. And then come forward to tall. We're not coming to an arched position. And then we're going to, again, come back into a tucked position and back up to tall. So I want you to bring the in and up feeling into this movement. It's a pretty intense feeling, if you ask me. You do that first, in and up first, and then do your tuck. So we're not falling down into the lumbar spine. We're lifting out of it. This is the work we tend to do on top of the reformer when we're seated on the box with our feet in the strap. In and up is supposed to be how we feel. Adjust your hands if you need to. Some people like to do this, one hand in the back and one hand in the front. In and up. It's like you're feeling your belly pulling back away from your front hand. And then up to tall. Let's do this 4 more times. Feet, you can adjust them. For me, my feet, I think, are just about as wide as my hip bones. Coming a little bit more narrow or a little bit wider could be helpful. In and up. Okay, so we're really warming up the abdominals here, and we're mobilizing the lumbar spine. We're creating some mobility there. Let's do 1 more here. 1 more. And come all the way up. Now we're going to keep the pelvis still, hands behind the head. Leave your belly button where it is. It's going to move a little bit, but try and leave it where it is. Rotate to the right. Keep your belly button where it is and rotate through the thoracic and upper spine. You can look towards your right elbow. Come back to the center. Rotate towards the left. This is still pretty gentle here. And then come back to the center. Breathe. Don't hold your breath. Keep your hip bones and your belly button kind of where they are. Thoracic mobility. Here's our first attempt. And then we're going to go the other way. Shoulders away from the ears. Let's do 1 more each way. You can always bring your hands in front of your forehead, by the way, if for some reason you just like that better. In and up as you rotate. And then come back to the center and lower the arms down. Okay, I'm going to bring my feet a little bit wider here. You may have to adjust yourself on your chair. And also, P.S., I'm going to stay where I am. I tried this also sitting on the edge of the chair. I think it just depends on your chair which one of these you're going to like better. I'm just going to stay here just so you can see like a side view. Feet are a little bit wide. We're going to now let the upper spine, the whole spine, move a bunch more. I'm going to bring my chin in toward my chest. Let my arms drape on the outside of my legs. And I'm going to come towards the ground, coming towards my feet, drawing the belly in to come up. Stack the spine, lift in and up with your belly, and reach the arms all the way up. Adjust your feet and your arms if you need to. I'll bring my arms back down, chin toward my chest, roll through the spine, come all the way forward, or as far as you feel is good for you, your spine. Draw the abdominals in, bring that in and up feeling with you as you sit tall. Lift and reach. Let's do this 2 more times. Add your deep breath here, however you want to breathe. Let it complement the movement. All the way up. And then reach. 1 more time. Chin toward the chest, roll through the spine. And then come all the way up. And reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Keep the arms up for a moment. Hook your thumbs. Maybe widen your feet a little bit more. Keep your pelvis and your belly button where it is, where they are. In and up. I almost feel like it's that feeling like when you're about to dive off the diving board, in and up. And now we come over to the right. Imagine from the bottom of your thoracic spine through your lumbar spine is stable. And you're getting this side stretch through the thoracic and the upper spine. Let's go the other way. lift up and stretch. I'm almost reaching at an angle right now, just outside of my left leg. And then I'm going to return to center, relax the shoulders, and again, in and up, one more each way. Over to the right, I'm reaching outside of my right foot. But I'm not doing a ton of work with my legs. I'm really lifting up through the spine along the way, drawing the abdominals in, and then coming back to the center. Relax the shoulders, and we'll bring the arms all the way down. Just rest your hands on your thighs for a moment. Ear to shoulder. Relax your jaw, and then go the other way. Keep your breath moving. Now we're getting a little more mobile through the cervical spine. Don't force anything here. Eyes open, eyes closed. It's up to you. Let's add a little bit of like a half circle coming around front. And then returning to center. And then go the other way. And return to center. Good. Okay, we're going to grab the broom or whatever it is that you have found in your house. Yeah, I kind of jerry-rigged this broken mop broom. I don't even know what it is anymore. I taped up the bottom so it's nice and flat. So like I said, if you're holding an actual broom, maybe you'll flip it over, put the non-broom side down, and have the broom up. Or, I don't know, you can do whatever the heck you want. If it's better to do it like that, just do it like that. We're going to try to get it just kind of stable down onto the ground. I'm going to hold it right in front of me like this. I would say the bottom is kind of in between my toes. My feet are, again, just about as wide as my hips. And I'm going to start with my hands out in front of my chest, as you can see here. And I'm going to bring my left hand on top of my right hand. Pushing down into the broom, shifting my weight onto my sits bones, in and up yourself right now. Draw the abdominals in and lift. So there's two things I'm feeling. Long arms, pushing down into this dowel, lifting my abdominals. I'm pushing into my feet a little bit, and I'm kind of giving the tush a little bit of a energized feeling. Giving the tush a little bit of a squeeze just because I'm pushing down through my feet. So we're going to mobilize the spine a little bit here too. Keep your left hand where it is. Release your right hand and just bring it out to the side and continue. This time you're going to let your upper body move a little bit more than we did. And you're going to let the spine twist down into thoracic spine as well. Adjust your parts if you need to. And then come back again. I'm going to put the right hand back where it was. Push down through the right arm. Release the left. And do this twist to this side. So this is a big spine twist. And then I'm going to come back to the center. I'm going to change the way my hands are. Bring the right hand to the top and the left arm under. Push down to sit. Push down through the feet. Releasing the right hand again. Reach back. Big spine twist here. Push down into the floor with the left hand as you reach back with the right. And then other way. Breathe. And then come back to the center. Keep your hands the way they are. Bring your feet a little bit wider and a little bit more forward. And I'm going to move my broomstick a little bit further forward. Now we're going to mobilize into flexion and extension. So I'm going to let my broom go forward a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to round through my spine. Guess what? Here's that tuck. In and up feeling. This is the scoopy feeling you feel in spine stretch forward. And then push down through the feet and the broom and come into your arch. Lift your chest. Shoulders away from your ears. 3 more here. Round. So this is a very active way to work on mobility. I'm doing a lot of abdominal work here. And head kind of comes right between the arms. And lift. 1 more each way. A little bit of a tuck as you round forward. And lift. And then come back to the center. Okay? Bring your feet back so they are about hip distant. We're going to take the dowel into both hands and we're going to hold it straight ahead. I'm going to come back to this view so you can see. Knuckles straight ahead. Check out your wrists here. A lot of people hold this and they end up like kind of like that. We're going to actually do both of these shapes. We're going to start with the knuckles reaching away. Shoulder chuck in. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale. As you bring your shoulders down, gently push out into your dowel, like you want to pull it apart. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, come back down. Find your lats here, your connections down onto your side. One more. Exhale. Try to keep that good shoulder connection. Now we're going to let the wrists move. Knuckles up. Knuckles down. Ooh, what a stretch. Knuckles up. It doesn't take much to excite me these days. I have my thumbs on the opposite side from my fingers. I don't know, try both. Thumbs on the same side, thumbs on the opposite side. I guess it's like sort of more functional for you to hold on the way you would be grabbing onto something. Let's do 4 more. 4. And 3. And 2. 1 more. Let's come all the way down here for a minute. That really warms up the shoulders, doesn't it? Let's do a quick little ear to shoulder with a half circle around front. And then go back the other way. Keep your breath moving. And come back to the center, okay? So now I'm gonna hold onto the bar or the dowel with my palms up. My hands are still just about as wide as my shoulders, maybe a little bit wider. You can soften your elbow a little bit. Again, inhale, shoulders up. As you bring them down, pull the dowel apart a little bit. Release that feeling as you let your shoulders slide up. And exhale. It's a really interesting way to activate the shoulder girdle, I think. Inhale, come up. You still have that in and up feeling, by the way, in your belly. Push down through your feet. 1 more. Relax the arms for a moment. Take a breath. We're going to go back there, so keep your hands the way they are. Take a breath here. Sit tall. In and up through the belly. Exhale. Come on up. Let's add a little rotation here. So you're keeping your belly button where it is. Maybe your range of motion isn't so much. I'm trying to keep my eyes towards my right hand as I rotate to the right. And then I'm going to come back to the center. Shoulders are down here, and I'm pulling apart my dowel. That same feeling. Come over to the left. Keep your hips and your belly centered. Twist through the thoracic and the upper spine. 1 more each way. My shoulders are burning. How about yours? Ooh. And then come back to the center, other way. And come back. Oh my gosh. Let's bring the feet and the knees together. And we're going to do another forward stretch here. I'm going to flip my palms again 1 more time. And I'm going to hold on just about as wide as the shoulders, sitting up nice and tall. Knuckles forward, shoulders down, chin to the chest. Round forward and bring your dowel towards your feet. Relax your head. Slide your dowel up the front of the legs toward the knees, and then draw the abdominals in and stack the spine tall. Shoulders are down. We're going to try this again. Chin to your chest, round forward. Towards your feet, as far as you feel like you should go. On the way up, glide your dowel along your shins. When you get to your knees, use your abdominal strength and your spinal extensors to sit tall. Shoulders are down. 1 more time. Chin to your chest, round forward. Bring the dowel towards the feet. Bring the dowel into the ankles, up the shins. When you get to your knees, draw your abdominals in and stack your spine. Sit tall. Pull your head back a little bit. Take a nice deep breath. And we're going to bring the dowel down. Let's just do a quick little shoulder roll here. Actually, I forgot about this. Let's try this. Bring the dowel behind you. So this is like, how do I explain this? You see what I just did, right? The dowel is in between my back and my elbows. Elbow pits. I never know what to call them. They're my elbow pits. I should probably look that up. My palms are forward. So here's another way. Oh, this is going to be tough. Here's another way to really move through the thoracic spine. I don't have a ton of mobility here. Keeping your palms up, keeping your chest lifted, in and up with your belly to activate those low muscles. Twist to the right. Can you pull the right side of your back into the dowel as you twist? And then come back to the center. As you twist to the left, try to keep your back connected to the dowel and rotate through the middle spine. And then come back to the center. I'm trying to think of another way to explain this, but as I twist, my back naturally doesn't really want to stay into the dowel, so I am trying to facilitate that. It's forcing me to really work pretty deeply, and I don't have a ton of mobility there. Let's go the other way. Pulling now the left side of the back in towards the dowel and rotating, staying tall through the spine. That side's a little harder for me. One more each way. Sit tall. And then come back to the center. Keep breathing. I really kind of want to hold my breath here. And then come back to the center. Okay, that was weird. Okay, so now we're going to take the dowel. The easiest way for me to explain this one is let's take the dowel into the right hand. Adjust how you're seated if you need to. I'm still just kind of on my chair, so you can see me in this way. I'm going to hold it in my right hand, and I'm just going to bring it out to the right. It's not out to the side. It's kind of it feels like a natural extension. If you were to open your arms like you were going to hug a big tree, that is where your right arm should be, okay? So we're going to hold on to this dowel, let's say about shoulder height. And we're going to find that same feeling we've been finding, lifting up tall, pushing down through the feet, which activates the backs of the legs. That feeling alone helps me to draw the belly in and up. And I'm going to bring the left arm right out to the side, as if I was going to hug that big tree. Draw both shoulders, especially the right, down. Push down into the dowel. Bring this left hand behind your head. Pull the head into the hand. Sit really nice and tall. Keep your hips and your belly button where they are. Bend your left elbow, and it's almost like you want to bring the crown of the head and the left elbow over to the dowel, and then come back up to sit. Nice and tall. Shoulders down. Pull your head back into your hand. Sit tall, bend your right elbow, and bring the crown of the head and the left elbow over to the dowel. Don't move the dowel. Bring your head and your elbow over to it. And then come all the way up. It's like a really big active stretch for the side and the back. One more. Sit tall to begin. Bend a little bit through the right elbow. Keep the dowel where it is. Reach the crown of the head. Hey, P.S., push down through your left tushy. Push down through your left tushy. I am not leaving the chair with my left tush. And then come all the way up. Sit tall. And we're just going to bring that arm right down. And we'll try the other side and see how that goes. We're staying grounded and connected through both sits bones as we move through this. Left hand. Like you just reached out to the left. Palm is forward. Shoulder is down. Okay, so sit up nice and tall for a moment. Get yourself square. Push down through your feet. Lift in and up. And we'll bring that opposite arm out to the side. It's almost like there's an evenness and you're centered in between your arms. Push down through the dowel. Right hand behind the head. Breathe. Pull your head into your hand. Keep the dowel where it is. Soften your left elbow. Bring the crown of the head and the elbow over to the dowel. Sit down into your right sits bone. And then come all the way up, sit tall. We'll try that again. Over to the dowel. This like is a rib opener, a side stretcher, a belly worker. I'm still lifting in and up. It's a lot of work. One more here. Head back and stretch over. Breathe and then return. And then bring the arm down. Just for a moment, I'm just curious about something. All this stretching. Just bring your dowel, I keep calling it a towel, just someplace where it won't roll away. Let's come back. I'm curious about taking a side breath here. We just did all that stretching and mobilizing. Let's see if we can take a deeper lateral breath. Relax your shoulders, sit tall. And exhale. I think so. Let's do one more. Okay, good. I'm going to come back here. So we did our side to side work. Okay, for now, we're going to take the dowel and put it away. We're going to be doing a bunch more work with this in the strength class that I'm teaching tomorrow. There's so many fun things you can do. But for now, we're just going to put that away. In the past, we've used a chair to work our planks. If you have a folding chair, please proceed with caution. I'm going to step up to the chair and I'm coming back to the original position that we started in here. Hands under shoulders or hands wrapped around the sides is kind of nice too. Okay, whatever feels like it makes more sense to you, all right? And then from there, we're going to try to recreate our plank by stepping the legs out one at a time and then coming back to this shoulders over wrist position. When you get to a place that makes sense for you, let's check out those connections that we've been practicing since class started. In and up. Pull your head back. Energize your midsection. A plank is a core exercise. You're going to feel a whole bunch of other stuff, but we got to get the core muscles and the length and the alignment in the spine in order to have this be so challenging. I'm like shaking right now. Take a nice deep breath. And then we'll lean back. Adjust your feet if you need to. I'm going to keep my feet exactly here and grab a beautiful stretch. And I'm going to try again to stretch and lengthen the thoracic spine by sending my hips back. Soften your knees if you need to. Hips back, crown of the head forward. Deep breath. You can let your head hang. And then pick it back up. And let's find that plank position. Again, I'm going to roll through the spine. Activate the midsection like we have been. In and up. Shoulders away from those ears. Push the chair away from you. My heels are lifted, by the way, so the feet are really energized. Breathe. Try to aim your elbows for the wall behind you. Lengthen out. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here if we can. 1 more. And then reach back, heels down. Big old beautiful stretch. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. You can soften your knees as much as you need to. Some of you have really tight legs. Just adjust. Release your head. 1 more deep breath. Thoracic stretch. Let's come back 1 more time to our plank. Energize your feet by lifting your heels. Push the floor away with the hands and the feet. Elbows are looking back, belly is lifted. Scoop in and up and breathe. Find length. And again. 1 more deep breath. Last big stretch here. Lean back through the sits bone. Soften your knees a little, perhaps. Head down. One more deep breath. And then we're going to bring ourselves forward so the feet are underneath the hips one more time, but a little wider than the hips, a little bit wider. Let's come back, lengthen out your spine. If you need to soften your knees, please do that. Right hand under the chest, left elbow up. It's a little bit easier for me to do that now. And then opposite. Still a little uncomfortable, but that's just my spine. One more each way. And reach. And then we're coming back to the center. Let's bring the feet back, soften the knees, and come all the way up to stand. We're gonna do just a little bit more chair work. I think I'm gonna turn my chair to face you for this one. Have a seat one more time. Towards the edge, maybe not quite as far as we were. Since we have done all of this belly work here, we're going to put it to use just a little bit more. When we're on our back, we do a very simple exercise with the legs in tabletop, and it's called toe taps, right? Or heel taps. Similar set of feelings here, I think. Bring your hands back so you can get a sense of what your abdominals are doing. In and up, okay? Feet maybe as wide or slightly more narrow than your hips. So let's stack shoulders over hips, head pulled back. Shift your weight slightly into the left foot and just bring your right knee up a little and come right back down. And then shift over to the other side. Get into these deeper muscles if you can. If you're not feeling any of this, by the way, like send me a private message. But I'm really, at this point now, everything is really warmed up and I'm feeling these low belly muscles more. I am feeling the attempt to keep me structured as I pick up a leg. It's the same thing when we're down on the back and we're doing our toe taps, but this is just a different way to approach it. Good to notice if one side feels different from the other here. Also, P.S., if you're feeling your hip flexors, that's normal. You should. It's a good thing. But we want to find both. We want to find the abdominal connection and the hip flexors. Both of them we really need very, very much. Continue to breathe. And maybe some other hand position helps. I don't know, maybe like this. Or even back here. I kind of like this. Pulling the head back, shoulders down. Don't overlift the leg. There's something about keeping it a little bit smaller, which really shows me how I'm using all these muscles. It definitely feels really different for my legs when I'm lifting one and then the other one. I don't know if you're feeling that. Let's just do one more each way. Good. And then I'm going to bring the legs and the feet together and just relax and kind of sink for a minute. We've been doing a lot of work there. I don't know if you feel that. Okay, we're going to come down to the mat. I'm just going to move the chair off to the side for this last bit here because we don't need it. And you can grab your mat if you want. We're going to come down onto the mat on our backs. And then do some more of that movement that I just mentioned. Some toe taps, heel taps, along with some stomach series variations. If you need anything else, like if you like to put your head on the ball or the block, it's always nice to have these things by your side. You never know when you're going to need it. And you come all the way down. Maybe a quick little shin hug when you get down there. Feel your spine lengthen out here. Bring your hands to your shins. If for some reason bringing your hands to your shins doesn't feel good for your knees or your hips, behind your thighs is fine too. And we'll bring both legs gently over to the right and the left a couple times. And then we'll come back to the center. I'm going to leave my legs there and bring the arms down by my sides. You can experiment a little bit with palms down, palms up, pinky side of the hand down, okay? Everyone's so different here. I'm just going to keep my palms down, I think. And we're going to find this exercise that we just did seated, which is toe tap. So the minute I bring my legs up, I'm going to start to feel those hip flexors, kind of the way I did when I was seated. And then I'm going to think more deeply in and up through the abdominals. Tap one leg down and come on back up. I always kind of like exhale to come up, but as long as you're breathing, you're doing great. Take a break whenever you need to. And now, just because we've done all this work, I feel like I'm working very deeply. I really feel the connection through the low abdominals, all the way in through the front of the pelvis. Lots of hip flexor work here, but it's joined by the abdominals as well. I hope you feel that too. We'll do 3 more here. 3. And I'm going kind of slow. Maybe you're going a little bit faster than me. That's okay, as long as you're feeling all this good stuff. 2 more. One more each way. And then I'm going to put the feet down and just relax through the pelvis. Sometimes that really deep work, you kind of need to let it release. Okay, so let's scooch the feet kind of close to the tush. Push down through the feet, push down through the arms. Open the chest, inhale. Exhale, bring your hips up. Inhale, come on back down. And exhale, come up. Even here, turn your attention to those low abdominal muscles that we've been working. For some people, adding a very slight tuck of the pelvis helps them to find those muscles a little bit more deeply. For me, the exhale on the way up also is helpful. Let's do 5 more. See if you can continue to make your neck nice and long. Last 3. Two more. One more time. And then I'm going to come all the way down with my hips. Take a nice deep breath. Let's bring ourselves to the side. I'm going to come onto my right side first, but of course we're going to get to both. So whatever side you start with is fine. I put my head on my arm like this. This is a part, like if your shoulder doesn't like this, you could always use your block underneath your head and just bring your arm wherever you want. Okay? I'm going to stay like this. So we're mimicking what we just did when we were seated. Knees bent, right? If you just pretend like there's a chair underneath you, we basically just did this. We're going to take our top hand, bring it behind your head. You can also come in front of your head, almost like a salute type thing. But I like this whole behind the head thing. Shoulder away from your ear. Pull your head back. Draw the abdominals in and up. Feeling here. Side. Inhale down, perhaps. Exhale, come up. We did this when we were bringing the crown of the head and the elbow over towards, so that it was a different feeling because it was a stretch. And this now is like a side sit-up type feeling. But it's the same muscles. If you want to gently push down with your bottom arm, just don't overdo that. 2 more. One more time. and then come all the way down. We'll just bring this top hand right in front of the, like the belly button or the ribs in a comfortable place. You can also put it on your block. That's kind of nice. It's really a pretty relaxed thing to do. Top leg is going to come up. And we're just going to make a nice big circle. Push your bottom leg down and make a really big circle with your top knee all around the room. Pelvis is stable. Ball and socket joint is having an adventure. An adventure. Let's go 2 more in this direction. 2. 1 more. And we'll go the other way. Around. 2. 3. 4. 5. So everything is stable, but my left leg is mobile. Last one. Bring the leg around and just kind of hover over the top leg. Take your top hand and bring it to your top hip. Just push it away from you a little bit so you have a little bit more length through your side body here. And the top leg is going to go down and up. Pelvis is stable. In and up with your belly. 3 more. 3. And 2. 1 more. Lower halfway down, hold. Bring your hand up to your knee. Your knee is going to stay perfectly still, but the bottom half of the leg is going to go down and up. Down and up. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. Woo! Come all the way down. Bring your bottom arm forward. Bring your top arm open so you can look over there at your opposite arm and enjoy this twisty stretch on the floor. Exhale. Again, inhale, exhale. One more deep breath. Come back to your back for a moment. Come back to your back. Nice and long through the spine. Bring your shins back up again into this like shin hugging position. Feet together, knees slightly apart, elbows wide. Same in and up feeling with your belly as you exhale and curl forward. Inhale down. Exhale, curl forward. 1 more. Hold here. Transfer both hands to the right leg. Hug it close as you extend the left leg out. And switch. Switch. 2 more. 1 more. Hug both legs. Put the head down. Put the head down whatever you want, by the way. Or you can follow along with me. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, go back down. 1 more. Hold here. Inhale, arms up, legs out. Or just keep breathing in a way that feels functional to you. I'm going to put my head down for this. 2 more. Last one. Bring the right leg up and the left leg out. Curl the head, neck, and shoulders up if you would like. And scissor switch. Scissor switch. One more each way, deep stretch here. How about flexing the feet? Bend the knees, rest down, take a breath. We're gonna rock up to sit. And we're gonna come to the other side. If you used your block while we were doing our side body work, grab it. Okay, so here we are. It's almost like we're sitting in that chair again. Knees are forward. Bottom arm perhaps is down or somewhere else. I'm gonna bring my top hand behind my head. You can also do that salute thing coming forward. Shoulder away from the ear, and then we exhale and curl up. We're gonna do 5 more here. Continue to find those side body muscles. And I'm still thinking in and up with my belly. Helps me to find length through the spine. 3 more. Mind that top shoulder. Pull it away from your ear. Gently pushing down through that bottom arm. 1 more. And then come all the way down. I'm just going to rest my hand in front of me. Big circle with this top leg. So again, pelvis is stable. Something is moving, but everything else is nice and still. 6, 5, long neck, long spine, in and up belly. 4, 3, 2, and we got to go the other way. Around. 2, 4 more here. 4, 3, 2, last one. Hover right over that top leg here. We're going to take the top hand, come to the hip. This side, I don't have to do it as much as I do with the other side, but push the hip away a little bit just to lengthen out your side body here. Draw the abdominals in, down, up. There's something about putting that hip in the right place that really makes this exercise feel a little bit more intense. I don't know if you notice that too. 6 more. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. Come up and hold. Bring your fingertips to your knee. Keep the knee where it is. Down and up. Down and up. 6 more. 6, 5, in and up with the belly here. There's a lot of work happening in the midsection. 3, 2, last one. Ooh, my goodness. Come all the way down. Here's the stretch, you guys. Two more exhales. And 1 more. Oh, that was nice. Let's come all the way up to sit, and let's come on up to stand. All the way up. Okay. Standing up nice and tall. Feet however you want them. Stand up nice and tall. Pull your head back. Let's find that in and up feeling here. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up. And then exhale, come around. 1 more like this. This time, bring your arms up. Hook your thumbs. Little side to side. Come back to the center. Unhook your thumbs and stand tall. We did it, you guys. That felt good. Have a great day. Enjoy.